Oh, hey there. My name's Dave. I got something to say. And the thing I got to say is, and the times they are changing. Okay. Or more specifically, the time change is changing. Basically, daylight savings time. Something been around for years. A lot of people really don't like it. I kind of don't really like it myself. Where the clocks spring forward in the spring and then fall back an hour in the fall. Supposedly supposed to give us extra hours of sunlight in the summer. In practice, I'm not sure it's ever really worked. But apparently, the House Representative just recently passed a bill, something called the Sunshine Protection Act, which will basically abolish the daylight savings time and switch the time to daylight savings time all year round. And personally, I'm in favor of that. I might personally prefer that maybe it would be standard time all year round, but I'll work with it. Okay. Well, like I said, House passed it. President Trump likes it. It's got his endorsement. But this bill now has to go through the Senate. And apparently there's some people there in the Senate, for some reason, have some issues with it. Not too sure about. There are some people there just don't want to change things. They don't want to change the time change. Why can't keep the time change the same? Even though that caused all that confusion, spring and fall. No, let's just not change everything. Just leave everything like this. Just put it with the changes. Okay. But for me personally, it may still make some things in my life easier. One thing being that in the spring and fall, I will not be having to explain to my cousin Billy, my cousin from Deep Beach, Texas, that the time change, the daylight savings thing, does not mean that you have 25 hours in the summer and 23 hours in the winter. It doesn't work that way. Sometimes he just doesn't seem to get that. But then again, he's the guy who, sleeps till, the crack of noon every day. So he kind of like, he never sees the sunrise anyway. So anyway, like I said, again, my name's Dave. I got something to say, and I said it.